Right now, somewhere in your body, an alarm is going off. Not a loud one, a quiet one. A low hum of dread you've learned to ignore. Maybe it's a deadline. Maybe it's a bill. Maybe it's nothing specific at all, just a feeling. A feeling that something, somewhere, is wrong. And here's the part nobody tells you. That feeling was never supposed to last this long. For 300,000 years, your ancestors felt exactly what you're feeling right now. The same chemical cocktail, the same racing heart, the same tightening chest. But it lasted exactly 90 seconds. Then it was gone. Completely. Cleanly. Gone. What you are experiencing right now has no name in evolutionary biology because it never existed before. Your stress system isn't broken. It's just running a 90-second emergency program on a 40-year loop, and nobody told it to stop. Let's go back. Way back. Picture an ancient human walking through the tall grass of the African savannah. It is a Tuesday. Not that they knew that. Suddenly, a sound, a rustle, low, fast, getting closer. In that exact moment, their body did something extraordinary. Their adrenal glands fired. Cortisol and adrenaline flooded their bloodstream. Heart rate doubled in under a second. Blood rushed away from their digestive system, away from rational thought, directly into their legs and arms. Their vision narrowed to a tunnel. Every non-essential system offline. Their body had just made a decision. Run or fight. No committee meeting. No second opinion. Pure, ancient, biological authority. This is the stress response, and it is one of the most elegant systems ever produced by evolution, because it worked every single time. Here is what modern science has confirmed. Dr. Jill Bolt-Taylor, neuroanatomist at Harvard Medical School, documented this precisely. The physiological stress response, the full chemical cascade of cortisol and adrenaline, from trigger to complete flush, takes exactly 90 seconds. 90 seconds. That is the entire biological lifespan of stress. The ancient human heard the rustle. Cortisol fired. They ran, or they fought. The predator was gone. And within 90 seconds, their body chemistry had returned to baseline, completely normal, as if nothing had happened. They sat down. They ate something. They told someone about it around the fire that night. And Polly Wiesner's 2014 study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences confirms exactly this. Nighttime firelight conversations among the Jew Hoansi Bushmen were 81% storytelling. They processed their fear through narrative, through community, through laughter around a fire. And then they slept. Clean. Fully. No residue. The stress was never meant to stay. It was designed to leave. But the assumption was wrong. Very wrong. We assumed stress was the problem. It isn't. The problem is what happened after we invented something stress was never designed for. The future. Not the real future, the imagined one. The part of your brain that can project you forward in time, that can simulate scenarios that haven't happened yet. Ancient humans had this too, but they used it for immediate survival. Where will the herd be tomorrow? Which route is safer? Short-term, concrete, solvable. Then agriculture arrived, around 10,000 years ago, and for the first time in human history, stress got a new target. Abstract, invisible, unresolvable. Will the harvest fail this year? Will the landlord raise the rent? Will my performance review go badly? Your amygdala, the ancient predator detection system, cannot tell the difference. A threatening email from your boss? A lion in the grass. To your 300,000-year-old hardware, they are identical threats. So it fires the same response every single time. Cortisol floods your system. Heart rate spikes. Vision narrows. Your body prepares to run from a lion that is sitting in your inbox. And then, nothing happens. No running, no fighting, no resolution. The cortisol has nowhere to go, so it stays. This is where it becomes genuinely dark. Cortisol was designed as short-term emergency fuel, brilliant for 90 seconds, catastrophic for 90 days. Robert Sapolsky, Stanford University, has spent 40 years studying stress in primates. His research is unambiguous. Chronic cortisol exposure physically shrinks your hippocampus, your memory center, your emotional regulation hub, the part of your brain that tells you you've survived this before. It gets smaller under sustained stress. Measurably, physically smaller. Chronic cortisol also suppresses your immune system, disrupts digestion, elevates blood pressure permanently, accelerates cellular aging. Sapolsky found that baboons at the bottom of the social hierarchy, living under constant social stress, had cardiovascular systems that looked decades older than their age. We call this modern life. Marshall Solins documented in 1966 that hunter-gatherers worked roughly 2.8 hours per day. The rest was rest, social bonding, play, storytelling. Your ancestors were not lazy. They were biologically calibrated. They understood, without knowing it, that the system needed to return to baseline every single day. We forgot that part. We kept the stress. We removed the resolution. And we called the result productivity. Here is the part almost nobody says out loud. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not failing at modern life. You are an ancient biological system running a 90-second emergency protocol on a multi-decade loop with no off switch, in an environment your hardware was never designed for. Thomas Ware's 1992 experiment at the National Institute of Mental Health proved that when you remove artificial stressors and artificial light, the human body returns to its baseline within weeks, not months, weeks. The system knows exactly what it's supposed to do. It just never gets the signal that the predator is leave. Because, in modern life, the predator never leaves. It just changes shape. From lion to deadline, from predator to performance review, from physical danger to social anxiety. Your amygdala doesn't know the difference. It was never taught to know the difference, because for 300,000 years, it never needed to. Ancient humans never died of stress, not because their lives were easier. They weren't. They were genuinely, physically, brutally harder. They died of things we cured centuries ago, but their nervous systems returned to zero every single night, around a fire, with people they trusted, telling stories about the thing that almost killed them today, and laughing about it. We traded the fire for a screen. We traded the tribe for a timeline. We traded the story for a scroll, and we kept the cortisol. The next time you feel that low hum of dread, that quiet alarm with no source, remember, your body is not malfunctioning. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is waiting for the predator to leave. It just doesn't know yet that this particular predator never does.